Imagine a single sport, no equipment, no barriers, just a ball and a dream, uniting 8 billion people across every language, every culture, every corner of the earth. That sport is football, and its greatest stage, the FIFA World Cup. Every 4 years the world stops. Wars have paused for it, tears have been shed for it, nations have risen and fallen on the strength of a single kick. But the World Cup, you know, the one your parents watched, the one that gave us Pelé and Maradona and Messi, is about to transform forever. Welcome to the story of football's greatest tournament, where it started, how it grew, and why 2026 is the most revolutionary World Cup in history. Chapter 1, Where It All Began, Uruguay, 1930. The year is 1930. FIFA, the governing body of world football, has a bold vision. A tournament where the best nations on earth compete for the ultimate prize. The host, Uruguay. A small South American nation, but the reigning Olympic football champion. 13 teams, no qualifiers. Some European sides had to travel by ship for 2 weeks just to get there. The format was simple. 4 groups with the top team from each advancing to the semi-finals. Uruguay beat Argentina 4-2 in the final, in front of 93,000 roaring fans at the Estadio Centenario. A legend was born. But nobody could have imagined just how massive this tournament would become. Chapter 2, Growth Through the Decades. From those humble beginnings, the World Cup grew rapidly, and with it, the whole world fell in love. 1934 and 1938. Italy dominated, winning back-to-back titles on European soil, with the legendary Giuseppe Meazza leading the charge. Then came the dark years. World War II forced the cancellation of the 1942 and 1946 tournaments. The world was burning, and football had to wait. When the World Cup returned in Brazil in 1950, it was emotional, chaotic, and unforgettable. Uruguay pulled off one of sport's greatest upsets, beating Brazil on home soil in a match that scarred a generation. The Brazilians called it O Maracanazo. They never wore white jerseys again. The tournament grew to 16 teams in 1954, held in Switzerland, and it was here that West Germany announced themselves to the world, beating the brilliant Hungarians in what became known as the Miracle of Bern. Then came Brazil. Between 1958 and 1970, the Brazilians won 3 World Cups and introduced the world to a style of football so joyful, so free, so utterly beautiful, it changed the game forever. A 17-year-old kid named Pelé scored in the 1958 final. The world had never seen anything like it. 1966, England's finest hour, Wembley, extra time, Jeff Hurst's hat trick. They think it's all over. It is now. 1970, Brazil's greatest team. Carlos Alberto's Thunderbolt, the Golden Trophy, permanently awarded to Brazil after their 3rd title. The Jules Rimet Trophy, the original World Cup, retired. A new Golden Trophy was created, the one we know today. Chapter 3, The Tournament Expands. By the 1970s, football's global fan base was exploding, and FIFA knew the World Cup had to grow with it. 1974 and 1978 saw total football. Johan Cruyff's Netherlands revolutionizing the sport. Germany and Argentina took the titles, but it was the Dutch who captured hearts. Then in 1982, the World Cup expanded to 24 teams for the first time, hosted in Spain. More nations, more stories, more drama. 1986, Mexico. The tournament the world still talks about. Diego Maradona delivered perhaps the greatest individual World Cup performance in history, his Hand of God goal, and the goal of the century in the same match against England. Was it cheating? Was it genius? Was it both? Football has never quite answered that question. 1994, USA. For the first time, the World Cup came to North America. Attendance records were shattered. Brazil won their 4th title, and Roberto Baggio's missed penalty in the final still haunts Italian fans to this day. 1998 saw the biggest expansion yet. 32 teams held in France. Zinedine Zidane headbutted his way into legend. France won on home soil. Ronaldo played through a mysterious illness. It was glorious, shocking, and completely unpredictable. Everything a World Cup should be. Chapter 4, The Modern Era, 2002 to 2022. The 2002 World Cup in Japan and South Korea was the first to be co-hosted by 2 nations. South Korea reached the semi-finals. Senegal eliminated the defending champions. Brazil, led by the revived Ronaldo, won their 5th title. 2006, Germany. Zidane's final act. Italy won. But everybody remembered the headbutt. 2010, South Africa, the first World Cup on African soil, vuvuzelas, Jabulani balls, Spain's tiki-taka, Iniesta's extra-time winner, pure beautiful drama. 2014, Brazil. Germany humiliated the hosts, 7-1 in the semi-final. The Mineirazo, they called it. Still the most shocking result in World Cup history. Germany lifted the trophy. Brazil wept. 2018, Russia. Croatia's remarkable run, France's clinical finishing. Kylian Mbappé, just 19 years old, announced himself as the future of the game. 2022, Qatar, the most controversial host nation ever. A Winter World Cup, the first in the history. And arguably the greatest World Cup final ever played. Argentina versus France. 3-3 after extra time. Messi versus Mbappé. Penalties, tears. And finally, after 36 years, Argentina and their greatest ever player claimed the ultimate prize. Lionel Messi, complete. Chapter 5, the 2026 Revolution, everything changes. And now, 2026. If every previous World Cup was a chapter, this one is a new book entirely. For the first time in history, 3 nations are co-hosting the tournament: the United States, Mexico, and Canada. North America, the continent that gave the world the Super Bowl, the NBA Finals, and Times Square, is now hosting the biggest sporting event on the planet. 48 teams. That's right, up from 32. 16 more nations get to compete, 16 more stories, 16 more dreams. Countries like Uzbekistan, Jordan, and Curacao are making their World Cup debuts. Continents that were historically underrepresented, Africa, Asia, CONCACAF, now have more spots than ever before. The format has been redesigned from the ground up. Instead of 8 groups of 4, there are now 12 groups of 4. The top 2 from each group advance automatically. The 8 best third-place teams also move on, creating a round of 32 before the knockout stage begins. That means 104 matches total, 40 more than Qatar 2022. The tournament runs for 39 days, from June 11th to July 19th, 2026. The opening match, Estadio Azteca, Mexico City.